Out, you might never be found.
This anonymous videotape was discovered deep in the catacombs beneath the streets of Paris.
This videographer, he could still be down there. Maybe he found his way out. Nobody knows. My intentions now, as I've seen the tape, is to go down there, to try to find out what happened. So we'll try to solve the mystery if we can.
So the trick is to watch not only your feet, but your head.
I have never been very deep into the catacombs before. Very few people have. I don't know what to expect. Already when you enter the catacombs, the first few hundred yards are already scary. You have to crawl. You can bump your head. It's pitch black. As you're walking, you trip upon rocks, holes. You can fall pretty deep.
There are 400 miles of tunnels within the catacombs. Many of these passages lead to lower levels.
Really, the tunnels are so incredibly vast, our chances of finding the lost man are probably very slim. But we do know by looking at his video that he got as far as these lower levels, where we are now.
Is it okay?
Anybody can get lost in here. Anyone can get lost in here. I mean, imagine just running out of batteries on your flashlight. You're dead. You're dead. It's true. I mean, just look at this. You lose your flashlight. What happens? We're finished. We're dead.
The explorers traveled 6 miles into the catacombs with no sign of the lost man.
This is my own opinion, but this is far too deep for an amateur to be messing around. He must have lost his way down some passage and died.
After 6 hours, the group was exhausted and running low on batteries. Francis decided to abandon the search.
There's a manhole up there, which is supposed to be open to get out, but apparently it's locked, or Lizar's having a difficult time opening it up. You're gonna have to backtrack and walk back the 5 or 6 miles to be coming here. That would be hours and hours and hours. And let's hope our batteries don't die on us in the meantime. So close, yet so far. We're 10 feet from freedom and we can't get out. It's about 60 feet from here to the street. Well, it looks like a manhole. There's no way to get out of it. It needs to be a mountain climber to get out of it. I think I saw this on the tape. This figure with the arms outstretched, the legs outstretched. And I think after this, the camera turns right.
là, on va passer sur un passage de flotte.
This is really horrific. That's a lot of bones. I'm standing on dozens of corpses, just walking on them. You can't see the bottom. I don't even know how deep this is. You could be walking on thousands of corpses here. Look how deep this thing goes. It looks like the killing fields. According to Lézard, if you search through these catacombs, you could find the gate to hell. Perhaps this person found it by accident. This is the gate to hell. $12 underground. I'm sorry that I got my buddies involved in this. Very tough. We didn't solve the mystery. I don't think anyone ever will. There's too many miles of tunnels in there. But we'll never understand what frightened whoever it was that dropped the stake.
Devil. It immediately escapes into the Pine Barrens. 13 generations later.
Unusual sounds in the woods at night that we couldn't explain.
That night that I encountered it, I don't have no other explanation of what that could be.
Head of a horse, wings of a bat, and cloven hooves.
You do not go into the woods at nighttime alone.
Here in Galloway Township, southern New Jersey, in the Pine Barrens, was born the legend of the Jersey Devil, also known as the Leeds Devil. I'm John Leeds, 13th generation to live in this township and a direct descendant of the devil himself. I'm the 13th generation of Leeds to have been born in Galloway Township. You know, a lot of people, when they hear my last name's Leeds, they ask me questions about it. They're like, oh yeah, you're related to the Jersey Devil, huh?
The Leeds Devil, which is now known as the Jersey Devil, was born approximately 1735.
One story says there's a Leeds woman, they called her mother Leeds.
And she had 12 children.
She found that she was with a child, and it was her 13th child.
When she found this out, she put a curse in that child.
And when the child was born, it was born as some type of deformed being.
Flew up out of the chimney, escaped out of the house. Past 260-some odd years, there's been occasional sightings of it.
We heard this running down the street on the pavement. Sounded like a horse clomping, but there are only 2 legs instead of 4.
A couple kids, maybe 25, 26 years old, come running out of the woods, crying, screaming. They seen the police car, so they waved me down. And they were frantic, really frantic. And they says, there's something in the woods up there, there's something in the woods up there. So I started in the woods with my flashlight. I seen these red eyes in the tree. This thing leaped 20, 25 feet. It was big, it had wings. This isn't a person doing this. This isn't an animal, a deer, something like that, not with these wings. A man can't jump 25 feet. And I fell and I threw the flashlight. So I'm trying to crawl over to it, and the flashlight went out before I got to it, and it clicked off. I heard something click the flashlight off. I could see this shadow with wings, and I could just feel this heat around me, what is this? So I dropped to my knees, and I just covered my face, and I expected that this thing had me now. I mean, I can't fight this on my own. It was enormous, and it was playing with me. And then it went off. It left me alone.
What in the woods is terrifying John's hunting dog? Who's been to the devil's birthplace? Now it's John's turn.
Tonight, my grandfather, Harry Leeds, is taking me and some of my friends out into the woods. We're gonna be taking my friend Chris, my buddy Ryan, and my friends Danielle and Amy. And we're going out. We're gonna actually take a look at the foundation of the house the Jersey Devil was born in. Guys, this is my grandfather, Harry, my uncle Alvin.
Hi, how are you?
A lot of woods around my house where I was growing up. Not much else to do. We played in the woods all the time.
And it almost sounded like it was a baby crying.
There was like a old man kind of looking.
We always hear like weird noises in the woods. He saw the devil.
We looked back, it wasn't there no more.
Oh my God.
You hear that? Oh, over here. I seen them bushes moving up there. Like something just hightailed out of there.
I don't know what it is, but I'm scared.
Guys, stay close. There's some people looking up in the trees overhead, too. Come on, Rock. Yeah. And he's going nuts. And he's
right
really,
in here, right in through here.
He's really spooked. Here we are at the house. The Jersey Devil was born.
And this is where it all began, 260, 70 years ago.
Probably still hangs close around here. This is where he's born. So I was seeing him after where it all started. That chimney right over there is where he climbed out of. You see the bricks?
I would not go down there.
So let me know if the dog's picking up anything, because if that dog starts barking, I'm getting out of here. It's the roof beam right here. See, this is where the devil was born. That's the chimney right there. That's where the Jersey Devil escaped.
Where is it?
Right there. This is all charred, like there's a fire here.
What'd she say? Just don't let me behind.
Look at this. Feathers from a dead bird. Look at this. Yo, this is like ripped out. Look at this. You see this? This is ripped out. That doesn't fall out.
I don't like it in here.
See, look. See if you can look at that one real close. You still see blood on it. Yeah, these aren't that old. They're not even wet from when it rained. It rained like 2 days ago. Yeah. There's something back there. Something back there. Up there? Yeah. Oh God, there's something walking back. Yo, oh my God, you see that red thing? Yo. Hey, John, come on, dude. Where you at?
I don't know. There's still something back there. See that? Looking straight ahead.
If there's anything up there. We clearly saw something come out of the tree, and the seasoned hunting dog was clearly disturbed by something, and it's got a real weird feeling in me when I was there. We should maybe leave him alone. You know, we had enough. We saw enough, and yeah, it's definitely let him live in peace now.
What happens when 4 friends spend the night in the ship is now retired, but are the men who fought and died on board
resting in peace, or are they still at war with the living?
I don't know much about the haunting. I just know that it's haunted.
I hope to find out what everybody's talking about, because there seem to be a lot of people who are absolutely sure of what they saw.
Footsteps. I've had lights go on that I've turned off already. Doors creak, chains rattle at night. There are ghosts here on the USS Hornet.
My name is Ricky, and I'm 15 years old.
I want to go to the Hornet because I've heard a lot of great stories about it.
My little brother took a trip to it, and he said it was haunted. And ever since then, I've been wanting to check it out.
People working on the ship have seen ghosts.
We're gonna spend the night and take a tour of the ship and see what there is to see on it.
The Hornet is a World War II aircraft carrier.
What's amazing is that Hornet was under heavy attack 59 times and was never hit.
That's really big.
Yeah. Sweet.
I'm curious about Jared because he's the big macho football player, and I want to know what he's gonna do on the ship.
I don't know much about the Hornet. I just know that it's haunted. I'm a little afraid to spend a night on the Hornet.
And as soon as I walked on board, I felt the presence of a lot of people and a lot of activity.
I've had a few experiences aboard ship in here. There are entities aboard this ship. Strange things happen.
There's probably 30 or 40 people on the ship that have seen apparitions.
I was heading towards the door to open it, and the knob turned itself, and the door popped open.
My most pronounced experience was actually being pulled out of a bunk one night when I was sleeping aboard in here.
Have you ever seen anything or experienced
yeah,
anything?
I've had numerous experiences here. We have a lot of people from office staff that see military personnel walking the hallways back this hallway and back in through the office spaces. This is where we've had 20, 25 sightings of a young man in khakis.
This seems like a place where...
Yeah, this looks like a scary movie right here.
This is the actual surgery.
When I went into the operating table, and I felt really scared and just kind of depressed and sick to my stomach, and I didn't like being there at all. It gets you scared when you're right there and you know that somebody died in that room.
This is a quarantine room.
You see anything?
No. Yes, it's dark. I can see everything.
I feel Jared. What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
Down in the medical bay, we saw lights in a room.
Thousands of little lights.
You see that, Jason? Against the wall?
I taped for about 20 seconds. It was just kind of above the cabinet in the space.
I was taping it. When you could see, it was like something, it was like above the metal part. The unexplained rays of light were clearly visible. We're sleeping in the lower deck, and Jay and Jared were paired together for the upper deck.
Can I get that one, Jared? This is crazy, man. Jared? Yeah. You hear that? It was Bob. Where? We couldn't sleep. I talked him into going back down to the medical center, and quite frankly, I don't know why I wanted to go back down there, but it's better than sitting around in the room by ourselves. There's nothing here. Where did that come from? Right. One of these doors just slammed shut, and quite frankly, it scared me half to death. I mean, this is the first time I could ever stand here and actually feel my knees shake and my voice crackle. Yeah. It's amazing how many things can go through your mind at once when something like that happens.
I slept with the light on. Really? And that's how scared I was.
I'm a believer now. What about you guys?
I definitely believe this ship's haunted. No question about it now.
Even today, you'll see many former crew members here, and they really enjoy coming back to the ship in life. And I would probably have to say that that's probably true with the spirits.
Why is Ray so popular?
With the dead. Liked by most everyone. Dead. and alive.
He goes into a trance.
He has some kind of a special gift.
That's probably why he can see things.
He's a ghostbuster. I would consider myself almost a normal 16-year-old. I go to school, surf the internet, I hang out with my friends, I play sports, karate, but at night, I become the Banisher.
I call for protection, defense, and safety.
Visions would come to me unwillingly in dreams. I didn't exactly know how to control them coming or going. And then I guess it's about 3 years ago now, I was able to channel them or see them willingly, not only in my dreams, but in everyday life.
I've been at the Ritz Theater for a little over a year. As soon as he walked in, I think he was tuned into it. There are so many spirits here.
Donna had started hearing this strong breathing on the back of her neck. And I looked over, and there was a gentleman right there.
Standing in the corner, just looking at me. And then he was gone. That's when I started running.
Things you don't understand, you're afraid of. He was a patron when there were variety shows being done on stage, and came back to the place that gave him the most joy. There are different types of spirits. I can see symbolic colors. Blues, greens, light purples are usually very good-natured. Darker reds, forms of black, dark browns are usually very angry people.
If I ever had a problem with a spirit that I didn't think that I could handle or that I thought that I was afraid of, I think I would call Ray.
The Worshings had a problem that they could not handle. More than one.
We have both spirits, as we have said, in our house. We have the negative force and the positive force.
The Worshings house seemed to have several different presences happening, almost like an open house for spirits.
The evil type was really what gave my wife a problem.
With all my might, I got out of that house.
Hi, I'm Brooklyn.
And I'm Chris.
And we're gonna help Ray investigate a haunted house.
I want to see a ghost.
If he's a psychic, he should feel the presence as soon as he gets into our house.
There are a lot of different ways to do what's called an exorcism or a clearing. Exorcism makes it sound like the scary movies, but it's really a clearing. Many people's houses have a presence in them that needs to be gently cleared out.
Ray, you're not leaving my side.
I'm not scared at all.
Hi, I'm Ray.
How are you? All right.
You guys ready?
Yeah, dude.
Everyone recording?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all these things started happening.
Whoa. There goes Chris marking the seat out here. There's actually someone still sitting there.
Seat is cold, possibly occupied.
I looked out in the hall. I felt somebody was staring at me, and there was a man sitting in the chair, just looking straight ahead.
All right, I don't like the room they sleep in. Put your camera on the bed.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong?
See the bed? Right there?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? It's more than a crease.
Yeah, it is.
Look at the pillow.
Look, there's a head.
All right.
No, check this. Look, there's something in there's a head imprint.
I know. I just saw it.
Started this crease here.
Right, can you please go out?
There's something in this room because
now it's coming down here more.
Creases on bed are getting larger. It knows we're looking for it.
I was awakened by a heartbeat right behind my back. I reached behind my head, and I could feel the hair up like an animal.
24 minutes, 35 seconds into investigation. What was that knocking?
No, it's not there anymore.
Press, where are you?
Whoa. Ray. Something pushed me in the other room.
Okay, guys, now I'm scared.
Something pushed me into the wall.
All sorts of things happened. Banging, footsteps going across the third floor. One day my youngest daughter said she could hear them coming down, standing right next to her door. She'd run across the porch and go to a friend's house.
The third floor has most of the activity. Everything seems to originate up there.
All right, we're going to the third floor.
Can we like go outside for a minute, please?
No, we can't.
All right, I don't really want to go to the third floor.
All right, just stay out here, bro.
Come on. May have to perform my banishment upstairs.
Look, Ray. I see shadows walking.
That way.
Ray, please.
It's just, we're okay.
Look across. Please, Ray.
Yeah, get out. Go.
Ray begins the ritual that has earned him the title, the Banisher.
I am your master, you are the beast.
The words I say are acting almost as my fists.
I command you to leave, to never come back. I bind you
putting out the last stick of incense, binds and rids the beast of the house back into its dwelling. I probably call what I have both a gift and an ability. A gift because I can see things on different planes, you could almost say. I'm able to see supernatural beings. I successfully banished the negative energy in the house. I've yet to have an unsuccessful banishment and hope that I never have an unsuccessful banishment because I don't want these things coming after me.
The banishment was successful. No supernatural activities have been reported at the house yet.
Genoa, Italy.
I've come to Genoa to report and investigate for a magazine about so many ghosts they have in this twisted town. Marco is a very famous person, very popular here in Genoa. Marco liked to call himself Alex the Wizard. He is very involved with any kind of project linked with strange things like witches, ghosts, and the science.
Parlerei più di facoltà o possibilità che
More than powers, I would call it faculties.
Diciamo che personalmente
I have a strong interior power that enables me to dispel evil. If I had to define this occupation, I would say Ghostbuster.
Ghostbuster. Genova è una città molto particolare, molto affascinante, misteriosa, intrigante.
Genoa is a fascinating, magical, and very haunted city. There are persistent reports of ghost encounters, and these seem to be linked to the city's medieval history. Genoa is also a major center of witchcraft and pagan ritual.
Something very interesting about Genoa is also the surroundings. I mean, the hills that surround the city. On the top of many of these hills, you can see many fortresses, military fortresses from the past. One of them, Fortress Perone, it's very famous because some mysterious things are happening there.
Forte Sperone, the site of a brutal murder in 1685.
Many stories about the shepherdess that was killed in the fortress. She was bringing here for her man, for her boyfriend, some food. She was captured by a man, by a violent man, and she was killed in a very brutal way, in a horrible way.
For more than 300 years, there have been sightings of the murdered shepherdess, Maria Nina.
2 years ago, I fell asleep here during a boring theater show. While I slept, everyone left. And then suddenly, I heard a horrible scream. When I looked up, I saw a young woman with panic in her eyes. She said a man was trying to kill her. When I stood up, she vanished. I ran away and never looked back.
There are many stories told, as well as tales of starvation. But the ghost of the murdered shepherdess has been seen by many, many witnesses, and has even left her mark in blood on more than one occasion.
I find that one of the most interesting stories, it's about a fashion show made some years ago in the fortress itself. At the end of the show, the designer found a bloody handprint in a wedding dress. And I also have seen so many pictures of this.
Marco Pepe explored Forte Sperone to locate the most intense area of spirit activity.
Marco has many different kind of instruments to show us where he will perform a seance to invoke a ghost of the young shepherdess.
Qua.
Tira verso la rocca.
The seance was performed at the spot where Maria Nina's presence was the strongest.
Grande energia, Signore delle porte dimensionali, Figlio del tempo, infondi nei nostri cuori, la forza della tua essenza, Voglio, posso e comando, e così sia.
The spirit of the young shepherdess, Maria Nina, was summoned to speak through a medium.
Dimmi il tuo nome. Svegliati. Svegliati!
I've never seen something like this ceremony. I must confess, for a few moments I felt I was really scary. Something authentic happened here. Something paranormal.
È difficile da descrivere.
It's difficult to describe, but I feel that we liberated the shepherdess from this place, from the torment of her murder.
Era Maria Nina.
Peace has finally come for Maria Nina.
It's something very strange in a way. I came here to report and investigate about a ghost. And I became a believer.
Coming up next. Chillingham Castle awaits the Olsen family.
Are we all set?
Whose idea was it to do this adventure?
My wife's. 100% my wife's.
So I think they're scared, but they're as excited as I am. I'm scared right now, and I'm going.
That's why I thought this would be so neat, because I believe in ghosts.
Because I won't be the first one to be screaming.
"15 hours later, Northumbria, England. The Olsen family is approaching Chillingham Castle. Stranger meets the Olsens at the gate.
Hello. Hi. Oh, I've been told to meet you. My name's Alan Robson. Hello.
Katie.
Hi. Nice to see you. Hello. Hal.
Hello.
Hello to you.
Hi.
Please come in. We have a place to show you here. It is one of the most scary places on Earth. It's called Chillingham Castle, and we don't have very long. We've got to get you prepared, so come in now. Now, along this road, we have an awful lot of things that you must be aware of. From almost every tree along here, we've had bodies hanged as a warning to other people not to come close. Across there, we have a lake where, whilst dredging it about 30 or 40 years ago, they came across hundreds of body parts where various people who died here were just strewn into the lake. I wouldn't laugh. Because you really should not laugh, because I know a lot of you think that this is a very light-hearted thing, but just trust me, I've spent 20 years researching into things like this, and tonight you will experience things that you will not be able to comprehend, and you'll not know what they are. And I know that you might want to smile and you might feel that this is funny, but there's not many people that come to Chillingham Castle who leave smiling. Now, there's a few things that we've got to do for your own protection. Guys, come in, please. Let's get everybody suited up. Now, understand that most people who see spirit will see them not straight ahead, they will see them from the cones at the sides of their eyes. It will be things almost off-center. For example, if you feel the brush of something, if you have a strange smell, because it's very, very common. If you feel a tackiness on something that you touch, I warn you that I would tell anybody not to dabble with things that they don't understand, purely and simply because it is real. I'm telling you it's real. I've witnessed a lot of people that haven't believed that have ended up in big trouble because they've gone in thinking, I know better. Believe me, there's things in this place that will freak you out. In your case, you're surrounded by life. I don't know why you want to mess with death. I really don't. You're scared. You've got good cause to be scared. As for you, I'm not sure you believe at all.
No, I do.
But by tonight you will believe. As for you, you've almost been close to death and you're going to get closer tonight. What about you? I hope your family are well. Right, let me just explain what this is. This whole area, this path down here, it's known as Chillingham Castle, the home of the torturer. It was described by one priest over a century ago as the epitome of evil. We asked members of the clergy to join us here tonight and bless you and bless the place, and they refused to come anywhere near it. We did try for you. It is said, be gone from Chillingham by nightfall, or you will have to contend with the evil forces that walk amongst us. And it looks like nightfall. This walkway down here is known as the Devil's Walkway. It's called that because what they used to do in the castle was release prisoners from their torture chambers and allow them to run down this road. Halfway down the road, archers would open up and take their lives. They'd hack to death the rest and they'd leave the bodies to rot. You must go down this road and you must follow the flame. When you reach the flame, you will see the castle door, and you'll go through that door. Now, before I go, you must remember that this entire area for almost 2,000 years has been considered pagan. No one of faith will come here. And it said, only an innocent soul can guide you safely through such an evil place.
Nightfall is coming, and the Olsen family is alone. Tomorrow, the Olsen family walks the road to
Tide struck a lonely lighthouse sitting off the coast of Connecticut. This friendly beacon of safety became a deadly tower of terror.
I heard it was haunted. There is something going on out there.
It's not manned anymore.
It's haunted.
The Ledge Lighthouse, New London, Connecticut. Currently uninhabited, it is said to be haunted by the lighthouse keeper who was stationed there in the 1930s.
There are lots of versions of the story of Ernie, the ghost, at Ledge Lighthouse.
He was the lighthouse keeper, the guy who would make sure the light was on at night. You know, on the foggy days the horn would blow.
His wife went off with a sea captain, and he got distraught one night, and he jumped off the top of the lighthouse and committed suicide.
As I was actually approaching the lighthouse and preparing to board the lighthouse, I had this horrendous anxiety attack. I can't say a magnetic field pushing me front or back, but there was something that did not want me to be there.
In 1998, a reporter from Japan was sent to investigate the story.
I work for a Japanese television show called Sights Unseen. It's a mystery investigation show. They sent me to New London in USA to investigate the haunted lighthouse. I heard from the locals about the ghost Ernie and others. At first, when I started out on the journey, I was lighthearted, but as the boat approached the lighthouse, I had this feeling of trepidation. The boat left, and I was alone, completely alone, on the haunted lighthouse. I brought along a videotape camera, some books, and some food. I was prepared to spend the night alone with the ghost. Early on, there was nothing. It was just a night alone, but later after I dozed off, I heard a voice. It was distinct, unmistakable, but when I tried to talk to it, I was answered with silence. I did not sleep the entire night. In the morning, the return boat was a welcome sight.
In 2000, a paranormal team ventured out to the lighthouse in search of spirit activity.
My name is Kristian Kaczynski, and I'm a paranormal researcher. We go into houses and dwellings. We research any phenomenon that's out of the realm of what you consider to be normal. We've been doing this for about 25 years. Oh, this is going to be a good night. You feel the energy?
Oh, look at this place, huh?
I know.
From 1940 to 1992, 46 Coast Guard servicemen did tours of duty at the lighthouse. Only one would tell his story.
As far as things happening, most of the stuff happened at night. Just creepy feelings, pools of cold air. One night he threw a coffee cup, and it shot all the way across the room, nearly hit me in the head, and just scared the hell out of me. My bedroom was on the northeast corner of the lighthouse, which is a very haunted area. And One night in particular, I was walking back to my room and I felt this force pushing me back, and as I tried to push, it's like it resisted me, and I swear it felt like Ernie was trying to kill me. As crazy as that sounds, I moved my bed downstairs and slept on the sofa, and I never went back to that room.
There is something beyond our dimension, and it's just fascinating to study it.
Some people are very, very angry that they passed on. And when you die, you're still the same person, but you're released from your physical self.
Anything that's out of the ordinary, that's unexplained, we find very interesting. So that's the kind of thing we're looking for. It isn't necessarily there at the time we take the picture, so it's more or less a psychic impression that it puts on the film itself.
Digital photos reveal a shadow on the left side of every picture. Many have been startled by disembodied sounds coming from the lighthouse stairways.
Ernie is a very angry spirit that can't release yet. He could actually replay his death many times. He could probably climb the stairs and just keep doing a reenactment constantly over and over and over again.
Hey guys, come on up here. I want you to look at this. Third floor.
The paranormal team captured strange floating lights with their infrared cameras, objects invisible to the naked eye. The investigators believe the orbs are evidence of a malevolent spirit.
Look at this. This is absolutely amazing.
The paranormal team is convinced the ghost of the lighthouse keeper still resides here.
We have a very authentic, haunted lighthouse here.
Whoever Ernie is, I hope one day he rests in peace. I know one thing, no one will be able to sleep on that lighthouse until he does.
Well, think what you'd like, but I'm telling you, it's Ernie's ghost out there, and he doesn't like it when people are out there, and I, for one, am never going out there again.
Coming up next.
The Amargosa Hotel and the town of Death Valley Junction happens to be the most spirited, haunted place I have ever been.
This town it's like a crossroads. It's like Times Square of the spirit world.
Doors being kicked in, glass falling, furniture crashing onto the floor.
You know, in a horror movie, the moans and groans, you really would hear that.
Do I think this place is haunted? I know damn well it's haunted.
In 1994, a motion picture crew shooting at the Amargosa Hotel captured an unexplained phenomenon on film.
I originally went to the Amargosa looking for a location that was far removed from everyday life, in the desert, as far out off the beaten path as I could find.
There are certain sections of the Amargosa Hotel that are just flat out creepy. All you have to do is walk back there, and not only does it look creepy, but you walk into a room and you get this visceral feeling.
The Amargosa Inn is one of the scariest places I've ever been. We were in the middle of a take.
87 Baker, take one.
Pretty simple scene, just walking down the hall.
Set and action.
Hello?
A few seconds after we finished the take, I heard our sound mixer yelling in the hallway that, "What was that?" He played back the audio, and we could distinctly hear on the audio track a kind of cry. And no one in there when we were filming had heard this sound.
Is anybody there?
Cut!
And then later, I guess, when they got it developed, there was some sort of a shadowy image that seemed to be following me as I was walking down the hall. But there was nobody there.
Members of the cast and crew began to explore the dark side of the hotel.
We made our own Ouija board. We had somebody taking notes, and we had somebody there with a video camera so that we could record everything. Who's moving?
Yeah.
We started asking questions.
Spirit, what's your name?
You still moving it?
H. A.
The Ouija board spelled out the word hangman.
Hangman's.
I started to have this feeling come up inside of me, this sadness. It wasn't me feeling it. It was coming from something else, and I was outside of myself watching it, knowing that it wasn't me. The next day, my skin peeled like I had a sunburn. We were shooting in the middle of January, and it rained the whole time we were there, so it was impossible for me to have gotten a sunburn. I feel like I've had inside of me something of that grief that is without explanation. Well, I've talked to a woman who is a psychic. She wants to go back to find out what it was, what, if anything, it wanted. Why me?
The feeling that I get from this place is evil.
Alma determined that the evil energy was close to where Monique held her seance.
There's very strong feelings in here. Here it is, it's coming from here. A young man was feeling degraded, possibly suicidal.
There's been some tragedies here, I happen to know that.
There was supposed to be a man hung back here.
I don't know what the story was, but there was somebody in the dormitory that was hung.
I haven't been back to the Amargosa Hotel since that night. A little scared. Don't know what to expect, but I hope that it brings some sort of a closure so I can move on from this.
Alma and Monique returned to the site of the seance to make contact with Hangman.
Spirit, can you hear us? Are you Hangman? Did you kill yourself?
Suddenly, Alma felt Hangman beckoning her outside the hotel.
I'm suspecting that there's something just outside that nobody's noticed.
Alma led Monique past the town cemetery to an unidentified patch of ground.
I sense a spirit presence here beneath the earth. doesn't deserve to be here. He's buried on unconsecrated ground.
I thought it was a suicide.
No, he's not a suicide. He's been murdered. And he doesn't deserve to be here. You can rest now. Be at peace.
I think we did what the spirits wanted us to do. I feel a tremendous sense of relief.
I wish I could say everything would be all right, but I can't say that. I still feel something dark attached to this place.
Coming up. A closed mental hospital somewhere in New England. Its history is so grim, the exact location cannot be revealed.
I've seen abuse, I've seen patients beaten. It was horrible.
These people were strapped down, had bare electrodes stuck on their heads, and were entreated to a series of memory-erasing pulses of electricity. This location, I've heard about the murder involving a female patient who was, if not brutally killed, at least brutally dismembered by another patient and buried in a couple separate packages on the property.
A history of mental abuse, torture, and even murder led to the closing of the hospital in 1990.
Just outrageous stuff that you wouldn't want done to an animal, never mind another human being. It was worse than a mental ward. It was like hell on earth.
The hospital caught the attention of a website that documents abandoned locations.
I've always wondered what goes on in these buildings, abandoned and left there to rot. And I can see the insides of some of these places, and it's really great. The website, I've had it for about 2 years. I try to share as many photographs and stories as I can of my explorations. So the website is to share the photos and adventure stories as well.
Julia brings adventurers together to help photograph bizarre and abandoned locations. The mission in New England to photograph key rooms inside the mental hospital.
I expect we will find a lot of the records and a lot of the patient effects in close to the same condition that they left them.
Julia, nice to meet you.
I'm Rob.
I do get a lot of email from people who would like to go on expeditions with me, and I contact them, and these people seem just very interested.
I'm always the one cowering, like in the back of the movie theater, and right now I'm pretty nervous.
There's an opportunity to actually take part of this. I jumped on the opportunity. I didn't even think twice about it.
I've done this quite often, and I have to tell you that it can be a little bit dangerous. A lot of the times in these places we have broken staircases, we may have collapsed floors, so we have to be very, very careful about everything. I can assure you, it's a dangerous location. I'm going to take the lead, and Aaron's going to do follow-up in the rear just to make sure no one gets lost or hurt or anything like that. It's really wet here. Aaron, do we want to go this way?
We're going to want to go over here.
If you're exploring inside a city, you should watch out for other people. So it's probably not good to do it by yourself. A group of 2 or 3 people is better. This is for electroshock surgery. These look really old.
I heard stories about specific murder that took place here.
Are you
and
talking
really
about
interested.
the dismemberment one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty gruesome one. It's really kind of creepy. But there was a murder here that I find particularly fascinating, which it caused a big scandal several years ago. A male mental patient murdered a female mental patient. This woman got dismembered, and they found her in several holes buried on campus. Before they found the murderer, they found someone else playing with 7 of her teeth. So, I mean, that's something to think about, what kind of place this was where that could happen, you know.
The escaped murderer was never captured. Some believe he lurks inside the mental hospital.
Disgusting. Who knows how long he was sitting here?
Looks like he might have had a broken leg or something and then just was left here.
See, that's the stuff that makes this place so like
Creepy.
creepy. There's just these things lying around.
Every hospital has a morgue, so I'm assuming there's going to be a morgue around here. And most morgues have tunnel access.
The smell is awful. Breathe through your mouth. What are they? Blood tests.
Blood tests, it looks like. Yeah, they've got dates and names on them. There's no body here.
I heard a noise.
What's going on?
I'm sorry.
What's the matter? It's going back there. Let's get out of here. There's this guy. As soon as we went back there, he started to move. We were in the morgue area, and I was going to check out the back, and I just saw like this. I just saw a leg, and like it started to move, and we just got out of there because I didn't want to find out who it was.
That's pretty creepy that someone's sleeping in the morgue.
We didn't wait around to figure out who it was.
No, we bolted out of there.
Oh.
We have all kind of walked away with a sense of what we shouldn't be aware of, what we're not supposed to know, because they don't want people to know what happened here.
Right.
In his 27 years with the FBI.
Special Agent Vinton has never seen a ghost. At least not yet.
I have here the tape that is the original tape of that contains this alleged ghost.
It was a new tape. It wasn't anything we had taped. We know that for a fact.
I think a videotape is an excellent piece of evidence. You would want to freeze whatever frames there were that perfectly, or as best, identified the perpetrator. Why don't we go take a look at it?
And this is rolling at regular speed, 30 frames a second. And you can see it's changing from one image to the other, and as it changes, you see a flash of what looks to be like a couple of flashes of red in there. So there is something there, it's just at regular speed. It's kind of hard to tell what it is, so let's go back. We're stepping back one frame at a time.
There it is.
Okay, well that's not just a flash, there's something in there. Let's frame enhance it. And let's blow it up. And there it is.
It appears to be a female wearing some type of Western attire that would be worn in the late 1800s or so. This appears to be a rifle, that being the butt and that being the barrel. Here you can see the rifle butt is close to the body. Here it's pulled away. The question that I have here is, if you're saying this is 1/30th of a second, basically, is that correct?
Yes, that is 1/30th of a second from the one frame to the next.
In microseconds here, you have two different positions. That type of movement in, say, 1/30th of a second is, again, consistent of what the human body can do. That in itself is,
In teens for decades. Although the stories differ, two details remain the same.
There is a mysterious figure that haunts the railroad tunnels, and he does not welcome visitors.
My name's Jonathan, and tonight me and my friends are gonna go find the Green Man. I'm going to Johnny's Diner to meet Nick, Bria, Michaeline, Shannon, Addie, Tony. We're gonna discuss our plans tonight. We're probably gonna go to Green Man's Tunnel. He was telling me about that rumor from school, about that Paul kid that disappeared.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not true.
Yeah, that tunnel was haunted.
I am not going. I am not going. I want to go, but like, just by ourselves.
You act like we're never coming back if we go. It's not going to be a scary thing. You just go find out a story.
Yeah.
Look at a tunnel and leave. It'll be fine.
The legend of the Green Man goes back to the mid-1950s.
There was a man that worked for the electric company.
There was an old guy who lived up there in a shack years ago.
And he was climbing a pole in a storm.
He used to take a bath in the creek, and the creek back then was sulfur.
And he got hit by lightning.
He got hit with lightning.
He was a man that was injured in a high-tension wire accident.
He was electrocuted and didn't die.
He was just disfigured. He had sort of a green tint to his hair.
Children would be scared of him.
Green look to his face.
We would be scared of him.
I'm not afraid of Green Man.
If you go down this road, there's 1, 2, 3 tunnels. 2 tunnels the creek runs through, and 1 tunnel's abandoned up in the hollow up there. That's where the old guy lived.
I know, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah, I
want to
see what it's gonna be the first one to die, more like it. Supposedly, Green Man haunts 3 tunnels. A couple kids went up there, and then this one kid, Paul, was found missing. Like, no one ever found him. And the last place he was at Green Man's Tunnel.
Is this that guy? Is this that guy we're looking for?
Yeah. You Elmer?
Yeah, I'm Elmer.
We're heading up to Green Man's Tunnel.
Did you see the signs up in the woods up there? No trespassing signs?
That's why they come down and talk to you.
Oh, yeah? People used to come up there and bother him, and he'd come down through the woods and scare him away.
Do you think we're stupid for going?
That's up to you.
Where is this tunnel? How do we get there?
Follow this path up through the woods here, through this hollow.
There's a path up there?
Yes. There's a creek that runs through there.
That was the creek you got electrocuted in?
Supposedly, yes, that's the creek. Follow the creek here, all the way up to a tunnel. Runs through the tunnel. There's an old road there. Right here's where the man used to live. Make sure you get out of it before it gets dark.
Yeah.
Just look for that creek.
That's what I'm looking for. I'll see it.
So remember this fallen trunk in case we get lost.
You guys can go down that way. We'll go down there. We'll meet up later.
We'll just split up.
Yeah, we'll just split up.
We don't really know the woods, and there's 3 tunnels, and we won't get up to all of them if we stay together, so we're going to split up, cover more ground. Bye, guys.
This might be the last time we see you.
All right.
I'm born and raised around here. I know what's up in them woods in the hollow.
The creek. You guys, the creek. Remember, keep going until you see the creek. We have to cross
I
it.
used to run that creek when I was little and play down there, and there's things that you should leave alone.
That's the fun of you guys.
This is it.
Can't believe we made it.
I'm not afraid to go in.
You go first.
Something happened there one day. Something had to start the story.
I heard that the story is actually based on a true person, a real man that lived down there.
I think he just wants to be left alone.
Scaring me. What was that? What was that?
That was you.
It was not me. I have a map and a flashlight. It was not me, I swear. We gotta find them. Look, I think that's them over there. Tony! Tony! Bria!
Just saw something. Look over here.
Nick! Michaeline!
I swear I just saw something right over here.
Finally! He wasn't down there. He wasn't down there.
Yeah, what did you guys disappear?
One guy wanted to show his girl, Green Man's Tunnel, so he took her down there. And they got out of the car and he said, see, there's nothing going on here. And there was this man comes running out of the woods, and they both got in their car and locked the doors, and he's running around, jumping on the car, and of course they took off frightened.
Well, there's like complete darkness in here. I don't think he's in here. We should go check another tunnel, guys.
What? Guys?
We should go check the other tunnel.
I want to go home.
He said we should be out of here when it starts.
Yeah, it has been dark a long time ago.
A long time. I think that he follows people through all the tunnels. I think he's in all of them. But mainly, I think he's in the third one. You guys, look. It's the last one.
I say we split up.
Yeah, I'll go up. You'll go? Yeah.
Oh, God. He's gonna be in here.
Because they've been in there too long.
More of us should probably go in. We should find them. 2 or 3 or more of us should go up there. We haven't.
I'll go in by myself. I don't really.
You sure, man?
Yeah, because we need. I mean, you need to stay with Shannon. We need to get in there. You guys here? Hello?
This is so gross.
To this day, when we drive down there, I lock my doors and I close my windows.
33, 40, 50 years later, you gotta believe, why is this story still hanging on?
What are you guys doing out here?
We were just looking for a green man.
There is no green man down here. All right, you guys should all be leaving here and go head home.
Obviously, someone was living there because there was like eating food.
It might have been the Green Man.
Whatever was living there was creepy.
There are over 800 years of violent history layered upon the landscape and walls of Chillingham.
Chillingham. 20 miles from the Scottish border. Far enough in to not be a soft touch. Big castle, strong castle. People left Chillingham alone.
The Olsen family of Genoa, Illinois, hopes to survive a night in Chillingham Castle.
Whose idea was it to do this adventure?
My wife's. 100% my wife's.
So I think they're scared, but they're as excited as I am.
I am scared right now. And I'm going.
I thought this would be so neat. Because I believe in ghosts.
I won't be the first one to be screaming.
Well, I like adventure. Probably a little too much.
Bravest, I would have to say, is David.
I'd say it would be me, but it probably depends upon what we get into.
Chicago. The Olsen family is leaving for England.
All right, we all set?
Nothing can protect them from what awaits in some rooms at Chillingham. Pink Library, Grey Room, Dungeon. The Olsen family will visit each of these rooms in Chillingham.
This is gonna be so cool.
Psychics believe there are thousands of spirits at Chillingham Castle. Inside the chapel.
So they mutilate the bodies, and that's why there's a lot of pain, especially just here.
Inside the library.
There's something here involving a young boy.
Inside the pink room.
They found the body of a young boy in the wall.
Inside the grey room.
If you stay there, if you spend time there, you know that something's still there to this day.
The Olsen family has no idea what awaits them.
Tonight you will experience things that you will not be able to comprehend, and you'll not know what they are. It is one of the most scary places on earth.